started when the skating rink was
being born, and that's where a lot of the funding came through, was the skating rink. And I want to thank you for all your hard work with the Parks Foundation. You've been a guiding light for me all this time, so thank you, Marion. I also would like to mention Mary Cutler as well. Mary has been working at the Lilly Nature Center for, I don't know, 20 years, well, ever since it's been there, pretty much, and served as the Nature Center director, and she really has been key in getting programs and displays and making that nature center what it is today. And if you haven't been out there, you need to go out and go, we can have a meeting out there if you ever want to, So, but it's a beautiful facility, and West Lafayette is so lucky to have this, and Mary and all her hard work to get it going too is really important. Thank you, Mary. I also want to mention Sam. He's just a go-get-em kind of person. He's always out there Tuesday mornings. He does the Tuesday morning walk there for whoever wants to go walking with him. So at 9?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. So meet at the Nature Center and
Meet at University Place.
At University Place, okay. So if you want to do that with Sam, I think that you'd have a good time. I did one. It's been a while since I've had a chance to go do it with him, so I'm hoping I'll get there this spring along with him. So I know and Jim and all the people that are working with you and Camilla working on the playground green and just getting the playground built. We are really excited about this. This is just, so there's so few times that you get to put in a new playground for a community, and you guys are making it happen, and that is really something to say and be proud of for your club and for the community. It's going to be beautiful, and I think you're going to be very proud of what we are able to accomplish with this Community Build Day. So we got lots to do yet, I know that, but we'll get there. So anyway, I kind of wanted to, since I'm new, and I wanted to share with you some of the more fun things that I've gotten to do this last year. How do I do this? Just push that button? How do I do that? Did I turn it on, or is there a power? On, off. It's off. There we go. Okay. Now we can go. Okay, well anyway, we are West Lafayette Parks and Recreation. And, that's, okay. There, okay. So one of the first fun things I got to do was we dedicated a new trail last year. Yep, there's Jeff right in there somewhere. Yep, right in front in the tan pants. And honestly, Mayor Dennis loves these things. He shines when he gets to do these kind of things. So it was really a fun event, and we really have a beautiful trail. Now, if you've not really had a chance to see that, it's right there along Northwestern Avenue there by the Walmart, and it makes a perfect loop. You can actually do 2 big loops if you want to ride your bicycle. You can ride your bicycle around all the way to the Nature Center and around that way, or you could even go out to 231 and come back that way. So depending on your energy level or how much you want to accomplish that day, this is the trail that makes the complete loop, and that's called the Cattail Trail. And so we're still working on signage and fun things like that, but it's really not. It's a great trail, and as far as every time I'm there's always somebody on it. So. And actually, I have to say, there's always somebody on all the trails, any time of year, day, night, or, there's always somebody out running, walking their dog, riding their bicycle. It's amazing how many people are out there using our trails. We have about 28 miles of paved trail and then another 5 miles of nature trail. And that's a big job to take care of all those things. And the challenge wasn't as severe this year about keeping snow off the trails, but I think we did manage to do a pretty good job here this last year, or this winter, doing that. So we don't want anybody falling or hurting themselves when they're trying to use our trails in the wintertime. So we just really enjoyed that. So I love it. Oh, right here. Okay. Okay. The other thing that we operate is the Morton Community Center, and that's downtown. That's actually the City Hall is there now too, and it's been a challenge. I can't deny that, but we're making it work, and we have lots and lots of classes. And one of my favorite times last year was the dance recital. I just, it was so amazing to watch these young ladies from the age of, I don't know, 2 or 3 years old, all the way up to 18 and 20 years old. They were so beautiful and so poised and lovely. It was just, you can't help but be impressed. And even the dads got in on the act that day too, as you can see. There were several different dances that dads were participating as well. And it was a beautiful day, and you can't help but think how these young ladies are going to become such beautiful young women and adults and really accomplish things. It's a real sense of creating their own self-confidence, and very proud of those young ladies for the work they were doing there. So, okay. Oh, good. There we go. Skating rink. Have you been to the skating rink this year? Did you get to go? It was tough to skate this year. We had probably as many days closed as we did open because it was so warm this winter. It was really hard to keep ice, and we ended up closing a week early, unfortunately. But I mean, we did okay, and people did get their skate lessons in. But you can't have a Zamboni out on ice. It's only a ½ inch thick, and it's hard. It's just really hard to maintain. But we are really proud of the skating center and all that we're able to accomplish there. We did have a skate with Santa there before Christmas time, and then the annual Dare to Bear where they skate in their swimsuits. Crazy, but they do it. So, but it's a beautiful facility, and I don't know how many of you know Sue Mattern. She retired this last year, and so our new skate center director, and he also will manage the pool as well. His name is Kevin No. And he comes to us from Lafayette, from the McAllister Center, and he's going to be a great addition to our staff. He already is, and so he's going to do a super job there. The pool is the other big thing that we're looking forward to. I love that picture. Those kids look so happy. So we will be continuing swim lessons like we do every year, and open swims, lap swims. I don't know, are any of you lap swimmers? Okay, well, we're going to get you there. We love lap swimming. And it's really been, it's a great facility, and Sue has done a bang-up job all these years that she was working, keeping everything organized, and lifeguards were fantastic, and so I think we have a great facility to be proud of. So we do have some repairs to make this spring yet before we open, and so it's going to be a contest to get them all done before it's time. So we'll look forward to that one too. I'm not doing it. Oh, there. Global Fest is another big event that we do every fall. We are going to do some changes this coming year. Usually it's always been on Labor Day weekend, and we've done it inside the Morton Center and used the Morton Center parking lot. But we're going to try to change some direction with it, get some of the international programs at Purdue involved, some of the cultural centers, the international center itself are all going to be involved in our program this year. So we hope to bring even more activities and cultures to the event. As you can see, we have our lovely Japanese geishas. I guess they're not really geishas, but they're dressed in traditional outfits. And then the guys from, they were singing Scottish music, I believe, and they were a lot of fun too. And we could look at their legs too. Good looking legs. And then last year, whoops, going too fast. Go back. Last year we put in what's called the Tapawingo Travelogue, and we work with the public arts team that's in the development office, and to do different art projects, public art for the community. This was one of those things, and it was really a perfect thing because Riverfest is at Tapawingo Park, and we actually dedicated it the day of Riverfest this last year. And so it looks like a canoe, but I don't think you could float on that one. It's a little airy. So, but we think it's really it's a beautiful addition to the park along the river. So you might just keep your eyes open for the Wabash River Enhancement Corporation is working on some changes and ideas. I don't know how the funding's going to get done or anything like that, but keep your eyes open for what they do for what Tapawingo is going to look like. It's going to be called the Central Park, and we will share this park between Lafayette side and the West Lafayette side, and the river's kind of our bridging thing between the two parks. And so just keep your eyes open in the paper for more things coming, because I think over the next couple of years you'll see some really interesting events taking place there. So, and then there, and then at the Celery Bog Nature Area, Sam and I were out there taking pictures that day, weren't we? This is one of the ways you manage wildflowers and warm season grasses is you burn them off so that that it kills off the detritus on top, and then it keeps the root systems down deep, which is really, that's how they keep on growing back. And this is how you manage these things. So you do a prescribed burn every 2 or 3 years in different sections at a time. And so the West Lafayette Fire Department is excellent about helping us do that. They were the ones that were out doing that day. We did another one last spring. This was this last fall, and we did another one last spring. And so if you ever see that kind of smoke or fires coming up from over there by the celery bog, that you know that's what this is. So we don't really announce it, but it is an interesting thing to see, to watch them do this. So, especially if you just enjoy like watching fires. Anyway. I'm just not doing, oh, there we go, okay. And then here's, oh, went too far. Come here, there we go. Some of the new things that are, of course, we haven't actually dedicated the new, the Heron public art there. We're still kind of working on lighting and things like that. We hope to do a dedication. Well, I think there is a dedication already planned for April 15th of the Celery Bog Nature Area sculpture. It's called the Heron, and it looks like a bird, right? It is really cool though. It's really something that stands right out. And I think more of our signs are going to we're going to be doing signs like the bottom section in all the different parks, along with whatever art kind of fits that park. So this is going to be the uniform part, and then the art will be something different for each park. And we're looking forward to that. You can see also the little free libraries. We have 2 installed right now. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but the library, West Lafayette Public Library, is providing all the stuff, the boxes and the returns, and we've been putting them in. And we've got 2. We got one at Lincoln Park, one at Lommel Park, and we're going to be, I think Rotary is going to help them fund 4 more of them for the West Lafayette parks, probably some over in Lafayette as well. So I'm not sure exactly where they're going to go yet, but we'll be keeping you posted on that. We're looking forward to that one. So, and then down here in front, if you can, it's kind of hard to see probably, is the new audio boxes that will go at the Lily Nature, or the Celery Bog Nature Area. And it's going to help you as a family or an individual person to learn a little bit more about the celery bog in the area that we have right there, and how to get nature to kids, and how to share things, what kind of birds are around. And you just push a button and it'll tell you what you want to know for a short 1 minute little story. So we haven't got those installed yet, but those are going to be in there at Lily Nature Center, or in the Celery Bog. And last but not certain, I want to talk about the playground just a little bit, but I also wanted to tell you about, I have a copy of our annual report here for everybody. And on the back side of it, it's not on this one, I've got is our master plan. That's the big project going on right now. We're trying to get as many people to complete our master plan survey. And we've got the address on our annual report, and we really hope you will take the time. It's probably a little longer than anybody would really like it to be, and I apologize for that, but it really does provide information that we need to help us know what to do in the next 5 to 10 years. And that's our goal, is to find out what you as citizens of West Lafayette, people that use our facilities, even if you don't live here, what you think about what we're providing and what you'd like to see more of from our department. So that's what I'm hoping. If you'll please take that, and at home it's online. It's really easy. It's just click and mark things here and there, and you're on the road here. So and then we'll go to the playground. Playground day is 28th and 29th.
Correct.
And I've had the opportunity to be involved in a couple of playground community builds, and really they're a lot of fun. And everybody finds their niche and figures out what they can do to help. And so if you're not really sure you want to do any of this, I understand that. But if you come that day, you'll find out that you could be the gopher, or we forgot this, and you could drive and go get something for us if we need it, or you can help serve food that day. You could help us get the nuts and bolts all put together. Maybe you'd be the person to keep the onlookers back, or direct people to the facility or where we're going, especially when concrete trucks have got to come through and things like that. So there's a role for everybody. So don't feel like you can't handle it, because we will find something for you to do when you're there. So I think you'll love it. You'll be proud of it, and we hope you have a good time with that too. So anyway, you've got a beautiful playground. We got more plans that I haven't had a chance to share with Jim and Camilla yet, that we've had developed. So as you decide you want to spend some more money on a playground or another playground piece, we got the pieces all chosen for you. So we're ready for it. So anyway, and I the other thing I wanted to say was I was reading an article in one of our trade magazines. Parks and Recreation is what it's called. Isn't that easy? And it was a story about the people in Flint, Michigan, and how they were surviving. And the thing that got to me in that was how those people, even while they're trying to figure out where their water for cooking and bathing and drinking is going to come from, they're still trying to go on with their daily lives. And it was interesting. They said how Parks and Recreation was the one thing that helped them get back to their daily things, their daily activities. So, getting the kids to play soccer, or getting them to their recreational activities over, everywhere. And it made me think about how important the Parks and Recreation is to a community's fabric and how they operate. And I guess it's really, it's easy for me to, I'm the what do you call it, the cheerleader for Parks and Recreation, but it's really easy for me to say these things, but we really are an important part to your daily lives, and we hope that you don't take that for granted, because even in Flint, Michigan, it's something that you really need. It was the other part of that was that they're at their community centers. They were getting their information along with their bottles of water at the community center. So it was really, they're the frontline people to hand out the information that people needed, and to help keep them calm, if you will, help them through the disastrous parts. And it's a tough situation for those folks up there, And we are so lucky here to have people that care about our water and our utilities, and getting the chance to know some of the people that work at those facilities. They are amazing people, they're smart, and they know what's good for our community, especially in terms of water and sewage and things like that. So I think you can feel confident about what's going on here, so it's good. So anyway, I want to thank you very much for allowing me to speak. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Gail.
Actually, and you may have already mentioned this, but in your newsletter, there's some nice recognition there for Sam Postlethwaite, Distinguished Citizen Award. Professor Emeritus Sam Postlethwaite, 97, was the sole recipient of this illustrious award from the Indiana Parks and Recreation Association for his lifetime of contributions to Indiana parks. Hey,
Very good.
Janet, you showed the picture there of the dancers there from the classes in the Morton Center.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell us about how City Hall and the Morton
How it's
they're
operating.
sharing space in the Morton Center and how we're handling that?
Well, what's going on is it looks like City Hall, the city offices are taking up the 1/4 of the building. So we still have, the whole second floor and half of the first floor. The multipurpose room is probably the biggest challenge in terms of because there's so many public meetings that need to take place. They need to take place there in that public multipurpose room, and then we also have program in there. So sometimes it's really hard because like City Council was on Monday night and we had dancing in there until 5:30, 5:45. So you got to get everything set up by 6:30. So it's a challenge, and every department has a month that they're the ones responsible for setting that up. And then they have to take it down after the meeting because there's dance class or there's some kind of program in the multipurpose room the next day. So, but really it's kind of I think it's neat because I think the city offices may not have realized all the things that were going on, and they understand how important that community center is now, I think, and I think that's a good thing. So. I'm really pleased with it, frankly. I have no problems with it, so. Yes, sir.
Do you use any of the Cumberland School gymnasium for any of that dancing and stuff?
We use Cumberland School for sports activities during the winter. We have basketball programs there in the wintertime. And then in the summer, we do playground program there at Cumberland. But the dance programs are pretty much there at Morton Center because we got the mirrors and the bars and things like that the dancers need for their activities. So we have Laverne McHale is the lady that runs the dancing programs there, and she's awesome. She keeps everything going somehow. So yes, sir.
Is the ice skating rink used for anything else when ice skating is not possible?
Well, this last year. Couple things. One, I know that they've tried to use bike rodeos and stuff like that there whenever those have come into West Lafayette. We also tried to do pickleball there this last year. I don't know if any of you, I know, Don, were you involved in the pickleball? No, okay. I was thinking somebody might be involved with that with Joan Samuels and that crew. But yeah, we had a lot of people do that. I think Lafayette got some brand new pickleball courts, so that's where they're going now. So, but that's the one thing we've been to, and we have I guess that's one of the things that if you would fill out our survey, you can say, I'd like to see this take place in the off season at the skating rink, because I do think it's an underutilized facility when we're not skating. So we'd love to see, we have the community room that somebody could use for a meeting or something, and I'll try to call meetings there occasionally for whatever I'm doing, but it could be used more often, I'm sure. Don?
There seems to be a need for a trail at the north edge of campus along Cherry Lane from campus to the athletic complex
Mhm.
at McCormick. Is the city involved with that?
I believe that's part of the State Street project, because they're trying to do perimeters as well as State Street, so I think what they're gonna do before they actually work on State Street itself is work on those perimeter areas, and those are, there's gonna be trails with those as well. So I think that's, don't quote me. I don't have the final say in any of that, but I think that's what's planned to go up to McCormick. I think there's also gonna be a roundabout there at McCormick and Cherry, and, so, yeah. But that's one of the things the park board talked to us about last year was we really need more connections to the neighborhoods down at Chauncey, the Chauncey Village neighborhood and some of the other neighborhoods that don't actually have trails or bike paths. We need to do more of those things in our area, so. Sam?
Jan, I looked in my pocketbook and there was 10 more happy dollars with your name on it.
Oh, that's, well, I got a couple there for you too, so. Yes, sir.
I live in a garden home at University Place, and we, our backyard is along the edge of Southern Park, where the berm, and then a series of taller grasses and maybe some weeds. You said you were doing some burning. Are you gonna burn all of that area that's east of the University Place this year in an effort to have flowers and that sort of thing?
Yeah, that's one of the things that we are, we only do it in small sections at a time because you don't want that to get out of hand. So they might do and I couldn't even tell you what kind of distances, but we put fire lanes in between and do a section at a time, and so and that's the way the firemen operate to get that to do that, and they just do and I don't know which ones are going to come up. Dan Dutton is our stewardship director and nature center director, and he's the one that will be the one to help say what those are.
I've been waiting for the spring flowers.
Oh, yeah.
In that area for 13 years.
Oh, and they haven't come up? Oh, no.
Mostly tall grass. And,
We'll work on that.
I hope so.
I'll tell you what, we have an awesome staff, and I'm so proud of them. But a couple of our guys, one of them works on invasive species throughout the city, and anywhere you see a lot of honeysuckle or ailanthus or something like that, those things that are just awful, that take over everything, that's what he does. And he's also been taking time to collect seeds for wildflowers. And the other thing that's coming along here is saving the monarch butterfly, and that's kind of something the mayor's going to get on board with as well. And we got milkweed seeds and starts, I guess, they're coming for us to plant in different places. And milkweed has always been one of those things that get rid of it, it's in the way. But actually that's what the butterflies need, and that's one of the reasons that they're pushing for you to keep milkweed. So yeah.
And so for those of us that have milkweed in their yards, is that
Yeah, okay.
Are you providing seeds or starts to the community?
I think we're going to try to do something, yeah. So it just depends on how quickly we get things in here. So one more question or thought.
The prairie area out there in July has millions of flowers. And I know that for sure. I started counting some. And it is wonderful. And if you don't come and see that, and you've got the wonderful woods in the fall, you must come and participate in that place.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you all for letting me share our story with you. And have a great weekend.